The 4th of July celebrations and Canada Day are now officially over, so it's been a pretty quiet week in our industry, but it's time to take a look at what's been taking place in recap form, covering topics that didn't get their own video, beginning with Viva Aerobus, who certainly made a bang to begin the week, announcing their intent to acquire 90 A321neo aircraft from European plane maker Airbus, this being an MOU with the understanding that they will eventually look to firm this up. What a commitment for the A321neo does for the company is increase their total backlog of jets with Airbus and the broader A320 family to 170 units. This is all part of a major expansion that is planned, and these new orders frequently come as the company adds new types, looking to renew and also grow its fleet, with very ambitious plans there. Viva Aerobus is betting on these planes with additional capacity over the base 320 model to improve on-time performance, efficiency, and much more. Overall, though, they just want that passenger experience to be lifted, and the pleasure to be on Viva Aerobus more than present. Airbus's firm grip on the Mexican sector does also continue through this new commitment. The manufacturer does say that since 1994, it has secured a staggering 75% of the total net orders for the region, and as such has not only established a pretty big stronghold on this market, but has had pretty firm relationships made with the companies in this sector. Moving to the complete opposite side of the world, but staying with a carrier that has made headlines pretty frequently of late, that is Starlux Airlines, a recently launched luxury Taiwanese-based airline, who are looking to launch a new service connecting the region with North America this December. That's right, Starlux are planning to serve San Francisco as they continue their existing commitment to Los Angeles, which is part of a ramp-up of operations to North America, which has been outlined on numerous occasions now as a target region for the company. While San Francisco will become their second American destination, the ambition to grow further has been clear really since the airline first launched. However, and a massive however, constraints around available aircraft and more have prevented them from really unleashing what they believe to be their full potential. New York and Seattle, among other destinations closer to home, have all been outlined as potential spots to begin service in 2024. For now, the announcement that there'll be a 3 times weekly flight to San Francisco by December is a huge vote of confidence to the North American market. Starlux currently has a flying fleet of 20 aircraft spread across 3 different aircraft types. Now that includes your smaller A321neo, the A330neo is the perfect middle ground, and finally they have the A350-900s, with the latter really firmly set to become the backbone of their long-haul fleet moving forward. While talk has surrounded a bid for the Dash 1000, thanks to what its capabilities would provide to the airline and make connections to, say, New York possible, it remains unclear whether they will proceed with this at any time, but their fleet is incredibly young, and they no doubt have a pretty close relationship already with Airbus, so if they wanted to, I'm sure they could get something organised to acquire some Dash 1000s later down the line. But whether they'd be able to launch that New York service in 2024 probably would be unlikely if they didn't have the Dash 1000's capabilities, at least this is per executives. Heading home to Australia, and specifically Melbourne, in December, the Fiji market will see a big boost with the launch of direct flights by low-cost Jetstar from Melbourne. The service will begin on the 16th of December 2023 and be put in motion for the busy Christmas holiday period, which is an important part of the aviation industry in Australia's performance. Jetstar says the service will be operated by their newly delivered A321neo LR aircraft. This type has provided Jetstar with a significant boost in its overall capacity, efficiency, and more, while freeing up existing planes and opening up new route possibilities. The flight will depart Melbourne on Monday, Thursdays, and Saturday as JQ121, and then subsequently depart Nadi after an hour on the ground as JQ122. The A321neo LR has 46 additional seats per flight available over the base A320, and Jetstar says will be a great option for travellers that are looking for low-cost flights to Fiji. Meanwhile, the Melbourne Airport Chief of Aviation said he was excited to see Jetstar announcing its intent to fly to Fiji, with travel demand to tropical destinations only continuing to grow and being a pretty popular choice following the easing of pandemic-related restrictions. While feeling just like yesterday, Airbus in recent weeks unveiled its final Beluga XL. As the future of transportation at the company, it's now rolled out its sixth and final unit. The aircraft emerged from the paint shop days before the end of June, and is part of a specialised series of aircraft to help benefit Airbus when it comes to producing their planes, transporting parts around its facilities, and much more on top of that. Unlike its passenger series of planes, the Beluga XL shares a pretty unique look that I would say is comparable somewhat to Boeing's own Dreamlifter, which shares a similar functionality. 2 engines power the aircraft, but it does have a height of 18.9 meters and a wingspan of 60.3. For Airbus though, the Beluga XL thrives, with a fantastic cargo hold which is spacious enough to transport key components for movement between factories. The Beluga XL was for Airbus an answer to their previous version. However, thanks to the various advancements in technologies and the ability to use a different aircraft type as a core base, they're able to see a 30% larger cargo capacity while also harboring other benefits. In 2020, the first Beluga XL entered service, as you may recall, and now the sixth and final will begin operations across the Airbus network, helping boost production and easing the process overall. Going back to Australia now for the second time, Virgin Australia has taken delivery of its first 737-8, part of the 737 MAX family, as part of its future growth plans. The aircraft was delivered to the Australian airline in Seattle last week and will be considerably more efficient than the currently operational 737-800NGs. The MAX is also part of the next era of flight, if you will, at Virgin Australia. And this is an airline that has undergone some pretty major changes in recent years. Virgin Australia entered administration in 2020 but was thankfully saved. However, as a result, major changes were made to its fleet, including the removal of almost all fleet types barring the 737-800NG. It meant that its wide-body sector was shut down. This meant we said goodbye to the 777s and A330s, some of these aircraft previously being seen as far away as Abu Dhabi and Los Angeles. Registered as VH-8IA or named Monkey Mia, this is the first of 33 MAX family aircraft that the airline will secure the services of in the next 5 years in a transformational program, not just for Virgin Australia, but the wider Australian aviation industry. Virgin says the 737-8 is 40% quieter than their currently active previous generation 737s, and as such comes with next generation seats, in-seat power, and much more that we're getting more and more familiar with as these new planes enter service right around the world. If you have any thoughts on the topics covered in today's recap, whether that be Starlux, Viva Aerobus, Jetstar, or Virgin Australia, you can let me know down below in the comments. A very warm thank you for your support, take care and be safe, and I will see you next time.